I think my favorite thing about kayaking is seeing into the water. So you see the fish and you see the seagrass and the sand, and when it's really clear, it's just stunning. I love it. I love being on the water. When I was a kid, we had a little sit-on-top kayak and we used to go down to the Broadwater, muck around on it, and it was fun. It was connecting with nature, although I didn't really know what that meant at the time. But, you know, looking back, I know that that was really meaningful for me. And when I got into my 20s, I thought, you know, I really want to do this now. And I've became very apparent that I cannot get, as a, you know, a 5'5", pretty small woman, I cannot get hardshell kayak up onto roof racks. It was not an option. And I was really sort of, not sad, kind of annoyed that this was out of reach for me, you know. And I found these awesome inflatable kayaks from America, really high quality, and most importantly, really high performance. Like they were really good on the water. And I thought, you know what, I bet I'm not the only person in Australia who can't get a kayak on roof racks, or maybe just doesn't want to get a kayak on roof racks, maybe just wants to reduce the hassle massively of being able to go kayaking. And so I've always been interested in business, and I thought, this is it. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. I mean, the obvious thing is that they pack up into a bag, right? You can have a small car. I started this journey with a Corolla hatchback, right? So they pack up into your car. You don't need roof racks. You don't need a trailer. You don't need storage. You can take them anywhere. And that was a game changer for me. And obviously they're much lighter, you know. I think the thing that turned out unexpectedly for me, that maybe has ended up being my favorite thing, is the comfort. Like, they have really supportive seats and your kind of cushion. And I think I envisaged an inflatable kayak originally as like those pool toys that you see where the people are kind of leaning right back and they've got no support whatsoever. And you think, yeah, that might be good for 20 minutes, but your back's not going to last that long. And the inflatables now, the technology is so good. You can go for hours. We have customers that go for days in these kayaks. It's really amazing. So if you came to me and you said, Emily, I'm thinking about a kayak, I don't know anything about kayaks, what do I need? The first thing I'm going to do is ask your height and weight. We need to make sure that you fit in the kayak, like leg length and whatnot, but also that you're balanced in the kayak. So often I see people and they're way back in the kayak and the bow is up out of the water, which means you're waggling all over the place. Or, you know, they're a big person, 120 kilograms, and they bought a kayak that's got a capacity of 90 kilograms and the kayak's bananaing and waggling all over the place. It's really important that the kayak performs well or you're not going to use it, right? And value is assessed partly by how much you use a thing. The other thing we're going to look at is what is the lightest kayak that meets your needs. I'm really big on this. The number of times people go and buy a kayak, like especially with hard shells, and it's a 30, 40 kilogram hard shell, and they never use it because the thought of lifting it, like, the getting to and from the water matters so much. It's really important to have a kayak that paddles well, but if it's an absolute hassle to get it to and from the water, you're never going to use it. Then we look at things like, you know, how fast do you want to go? What sort of stability do you need? And that factors into things like, are you taking dogs? Are you taking kids? Are you going fishing? That's a big one. We also look at climate, like, are you happy to get a bit wet, have something you can flop in and out of, or do you want to stay dry, have a spray skirt on? So there's quite a bit to consider, and every now and then we get someone that wants a kayak that does it all, right? There's actually no such thing as the one perfect kayak that does everything. And I am brutally honest about the kayaks we sell and what they can and can't do, because I don't want to sell you something that's not going to meet your needs. And so that's when the conversation starts about priorities. So often people are like, oh, I want something that does whitewater and flat water and can take a dog, and I want to go camping, but I need to be able to put on a spray skirt. And when we start talking about that, I say, well, okay, if you can't do all of that, what is the most important thing for you? And then we can start to steer and look at pros and cons. And very often the customers know. They're like, look, actually, the most important thing for me is that it's lightweight and quick and easy. I say, okay, great, let's look over here. So it's a good process, and we end up with a lot of customers sending us beautiful photos and videos and having some really awesome adventures and really getting the most out of their experience on the water, connecting with nature, getting some exercise, some movement, and just living life. We have customers that are over the moon just that we got back to them. with a simple answer to a simple question, right? And when we actually give some advice, they're like, whoa, everybody's so scared of offending people these days. They won't give you an opinion as to what you should buy. Well, we're a bit old school. We just tell you what you should get. But we obviously do that having listened to what your needs are. And then we can go, okay, I understand what you want. Here are your options. Here are your pros and cons. Let's talk about priorities. So I came across this term, purposeful retail, and I was like, what does that mean? Initially. But then I realized that's kind of the core of what we're doing here. So I'm so sick of going into a store and saying, hey, do you have any XYZ? And they go, oh, I don't know. And that's the end of the conversation. I'm like, no, go and find out. And then, maybe they do know and they go, yeah, we've got XYZs, they're over there. And you go and have a look and you go, well, can you help me choose? I don't understand the difference between this XYZ and that XYZ. And they go, oh, well, let me have a look. And they pull out their phone and they start looking up the specs of the product. I'm like, no, I can look up the specs of the product. I want to know the experience of these two products and which one's going to suit my needs better. And they can't do it. And obviously, they're selling 50,000 products. They cannot know their product. Whereas we kind of go, well, I'd rather sell less items, but really know what we're selling. So we've kind of honed down and niched down into, inflatable kayaks and the accessories that go with them. And we paddle them, and not for 10 minutes, like for hours. We paddle them in the wind with the dog in and the kids in and going fishing, and really understanding the purpose of the kayak and the purpose of the customer. Like, what does the customer want to achieve? What does the kayak do? And all of the details, not just what is it like to paddle the kayak, but what is it like to set it up, to pack it away, to store it, to transport it, to hose it out. What is the seat like? Like, these things are things that matter. What is it like to pick it up and carry it, right? This stuff matters. It's not just how it is on the water, although that is also really important. And so this purposeful retail is really sums up what we're trying to do here.